Okay, Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Alright, so today is our asynchronous lecture for week number 6. Okay, and we are still in chapter 2, and I guess by completing today's asynchronous lecture, we are going to complete our chapter 2. Okay, alright, so following from our synchronous class last week, okay, we have started with second order differential equation. Okay, tapi kita hanya fokus for homogeneous differential equation. By now you all should know what is the difference between homogeneous and non-homogeneous, right? Okay, for homogeneous differential equation, dia punya right hand side dia tu equals to 0 kan? Okay, for example ni yang kita ada sebelum ni, this one. Alright, we have second order homogeneous ODE there, where the right hand side here is equals to 0. And we have, by now you know already how to convert this to its auxiliary equation, find the roots, and from there, there are three possible solutions for the second order homogeneous differential equation. Okay, we have done example 2, and in fact we have discussed example 3 as well. And I'm expecting you all dah submit pun, right? You all have submit. No, you all tak submit pun hari tu kan. I just ask you to do it on your own as a revision for your test 1 as well kan, because the answer are given here. Alright, so I'm expecting all of you have completed all the examples lah. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I've solved 2 equations, soalan kat sini kan. Alright, so for second order non-homogeneous differential equation, now, so for today, the learning outcome for today is make sure all of you know how to solve second order non-homogeneous differential equation. Alright, so first step, you need to understand what does it mean by non-homogeneous ODE ni. Apa beza dia dengan homogeneous ODE? Have I said just now? Homogeneous ODE is the right hand side here is equals to 0. Then non-homogeneous is when GX is not equals to 0. Okay, GX is not equals to 0. Kalau GX ni sama dengan kosong, kita solve our solution and we call our solution there as complementary solution. Complementary solution. This one we have done during our Google Meet class last week. Okay. Now, if we have our right hand side equals to GX, then you have to consider both solutions. Complementary solution by letting GX equals to 0 first, and also you need to consider as well particular solution by considering GX on your right hand side. Okay, so basically there are 3 steps, okay, for you to solve the solution for second order non-homogeneous ODE. Okay, second step. 3 steps. Okay, from the 3 steps, at the end of the 3 steps, you are able to find the solution YX, where YX is equals to the complementary solution YC. You obtain it from by letting GX equals to 0, and plus with YP. Okay, when you consider GX on your right hand side. Okay. Okay, so now let's begin with the steps. Okay, so the first step is we determine first GX. As I said just now, we let GX equals to 0. Then you solve lah equation tu macam you solve for homogeneous ODE last week. Alright, so that is the first step. Then the second step, we now consider to determine for YP. Okay, for YP, we let GX equal, kita let on the right hand side equals to GX. Okay, so I guess this is very important for you to understand today, this one. Okay, Alright, so GX here, okay, macam mana kita nak decide YP, we need to tilik, tengok, okay, GX ni. We need to guess, okay. We need to guess a particular solution YP here. Macam mana nak guess? Kita tengok kita punya GX ni elok-elok. Okay, GX ni bukannya kata dalam soalan tu nanti tulis GX macam ni. GX can be 3 types of function. Okay, GX can be a polynomial function. You know what is polynomial function? Okay, polynomial function ni any yang ada power tu lah. X power of 0 plus X power of 1 plus, okay, katakanlah katakanlah ada 3, okay, and then plus 5X power of 10 and so on. Okay, polynomial is a function where the power is positive integer. Okay, the integer. Okay, or it can be an exponential function. Exponential apa? Okay, exponential here is e lah. E the power of x ataupun e the power of x 2x ataupun e power of x square, whatever lah. As long as it is, the base is exponent. Alright, and then it can be also trigonometric function. So basically for trigo function, we will focus on sine and cos only. Sine and cos only. Alright, so for these 3 types of function, kita tengok dia jenis apa. Mula-mula first step kita tengok dulu dia jenis apa. If let's say it's a polynomial function, then you can try your YP. Okay, YP ni macam ni. Senang je. Okay, dia punya YP. Katakanlah kita punya GX kita sama dengan X. Okay, katakanlah sama dengan 3X lah. Sama dengan 3X. Okay. Then you need to get your YP. Okay, tengok power of X. Next is have a look at the power of X. Okay, so for this case, the power of X is power of 1, right? Okay, and then ignore first the constant here, but instead we are going to introduce an unknown constant. Maknanya kita introduce constant tu dalam bentuk variable. Okay, A for example, I introduce A. Tak payah bawa 3 ni sekali. We introduce a new constant. Let's say A here, and then we begin with the highest power of our GX here. So the highest power that exists at our GX here is X power of 1. Then you proceed sampailah dia habis. So maknanya AX power of 1 plus, of course kita ada X power of 0. Jangan buat tak ingat tak pula. Okay. And then sebelah ni pun kena introduce a constant. So now we introduce B. So that's why here our YP is AX plus B. Faham tak? Okay, so for example, katakanlah, mari kita tengok kat sini. Okay, example yang ni, nampak? GX is X square. Now you all faham tak kenapa kita ada A X square plus BX plus C here? Because the highest power here is X power of 2 kat sini kan? And then sebenarnya ni 1 darab X power of 2, but as I said just now, ignore 1 but instead introduce a new one, A X square. So kita kena tambah sampai we need to add up terms until it reach X power of 0. Until it reaches, okay, X power of 0. So we have A X square plus B X plus C X square. Mana lagi yang polynomial? Number 5. We have X cubed plus 5X. Okay, how many YP we need to consider here? Okay, since it comes from the same category, then you just need to consider 1 YP. X cubed ni adalah polynomial, 5X also polynomial. So from here, what is the highest power? Highest power is 3 kan? Okay, so maknanya we start with A X power of 3 plus B X square plus C 5x. Jangan tulis 5x pula. 5 ni pun kita ignore dulu. Can I just stop here? No, because you need to complete sampai habis. Sampai dx power of 0 ataupun you can just tulis d je lah. Because x power of 0 is 1, right? Okay. Hope I make yourself clear about to determine YP for polynomial function. I'm sure many of you also have learned about this before, but for those students who have never tak pernah lagi belajar ni, please replay my video. Kalau tak faham juga, text me or you can ask your friends. Okay, alright. So we're done with polynomial. Sekarang ni just need to understand on how to try first or how to make a guess for your particular solution. Ni kita tak solve lagi our differential equation ya. Alright, and number 2 is exponential function. Exponential function ni, okay, kalau kita ada ni dituliskan C, E, K, S ni, maknanya C ni adalah whatever constant yang kita ada bersama dalam our GX lah. And what I'm trying to say is ignore whatever constant that you have in the GX, but instead introduce a new constant. Alright, so katakanlah kita ada GX kita sama dengan 5e to the power of negative x, for example. Okay, so kalau yang ni kita tak perlu nak tengok dah power x ni nak turun-turun sampai kosong. No, this is not polynomial. You have to carry along the power. Okay, it's just a matter of the constant here. You need to just ignore and introduce a new constant. Macam tadi. Okay, so here a e to power of negative x. Faham? But one thing to do, you need to remember, because exponential function ni, our YC, remember our YC, the solution for our YC also in terms of exponential function. Ingat, for case, especially for case number 1 and case number 2 here, our solution is also in terms of exponential function. So you have to make sure the solution for your GX that you guess is not the same as your YC. Katakanlah YC saya sebelum ni saya dapat C1e to the power of negative x. And then suddenly my GX ni saya dapat 5e to the power of negative x. Then I have a e to the power of negative x. Okay, you all may say, alah, C1 dengan A lain. No. C1 and A now we consider same because they are coming from the same category, which is the constants. Okay, so e to the power of negative x and e to the power of negative x is the same. So you can't let this happen, or you can't let e to the power of negative x as your YP for this GX. Kenapa? Sebab dia sama dengan your YC. We couldn't accept this, okay, because now it become linearly dependent. Kan dia sepatutnya linearly independent. Alright, so as I mentioned here, the modification, if any term of YPX is a solution of the complementary YC, then multiply YP with X or X square. Nampak? So maknanya yang ni tak boleh pakai. So you got to multiply with X. A X e to the power of negative X. Bila dah macam ni, then dia dah lain lah dengan your YC. Kalau still sama, then multiply lah dengan YX square. Kalau still sama lagi, X cube. And so on and so forth. Hope I make yourself clear about this. Now let's have a look at the examples that we have over here. Ada tak E? Ni ada E. Okay, you see E here. X e to power of 3x. Okay, x e to the power of 3x. Then we have a e to the power of 3x. Okay, saya nak tambah sikit. Katakanlah kita ada macam ni, x square e to the power of 3x. This is our gx. How many yp should you expect? Okay, dia punya konsep ni macam ni tau. E to the power of 3x ni, apa dia punya perkali dia? Now, instead of a constant, perkali dia adalah x square. Okay, perkali dia adalah x square. Okay, so here we have e to the power of 3x. And then you need to consider because perkali dia ini is no more constant yang biasa-biasa. Okay, yang ni adalah x square. So kalau you just consider gx tu adalah x square, then what is yp? Tadi kita dah discuss dah number 1 and number 2. Ni ada pun jawapan dia. Okay, gx kita if it is equals to x square, then yp kita adalah ax square plus bx plus c, kan? Alright. So now for gx equals to x square e the power of 3x. E the power of 3x ni tak apalah, duduk kat luar. And dia dikalikan dengan yang ni. A, this one. Okay, a x square plus bx plus c. Everything multiply with e to power of 3x. Faham semua? Macam yang ni, dia just darab dengan A because it's 1 times with e the power of 3x. And then one more, kalau lah gx tu sama dengan 1 sahaja, yes, yp dia akan jadi A sahaja. Sebab this is x power of 0. So, A darab x power 0. X power 0 is 1. So, sama juga dengan A. So, that's why here, it turned out to be A e to power of 3x. Okay. Alright, now let's move to the third type, okay, which is trigonometric function. Okay, trigonometric function ni, dia punya function is not necessarily sine, it must come together sine and cos. Okay, it does not necessary. It can be one, dia boleh je jadi sine saja ataupun cos saja on your gx. Tapi walaupun sin sahaja ataupun cos sahaja, you need always to come to propose is yp with in pairs. Okay, maknanya sin kena ada, cos pun kena ada, and in front of each of the trigo function you need to introduce a constant as well. So a sin kx plus b cos ks. I'm sure biasanya memang takkan berlaku lah where the solution here would be redundant with solution for YC. Sebab ni trigo kan. YC kita adalah bentuk exponential. Alright, so have a look here. Saya bersihkan ni jap. Okay, so nampak ni? As I said just now. Okay, gx equals to sin x. So sin x ni sebenarnya 1 darab sin x, but don't care. Introduce a new constant. A tiba-tiba sin duduk belakang. Tak apalah. Sebenarnya tak kisah tahu yang mana depan, yang mana belakang. Tapi make sure, as I said tadi, walaupun hanya sin x dekat your gx, but yp you need to introduce both. Each term with a constant, different constant. So for this one, a cos x plus b sin x. Alright. And then have a look number 4 here. Okay. For number 4, we have x cos x. X cos x. Okay. Di depan macam yang ni juga. Maknanya walaupun kat GXU hanya cos, your yp you need to introduce cos x plus something sin x. Okay, and then since kat depan ni ada x, kalau you just consider gx equals to x alone, what is yp? Yp dia akan sama dengan apa? Okay, yp dia akan sama dengan ax plus b, am I right? Kan? So maknanya yang ni pun samalah. Dia punya solution is something kat sini plus with something kat sini. Then the correct solution is going to be ax plus b times with cos x plus with cx plus d times with sin x. Okay, faham tak? Sebab yang kat depan cos x ni is not 1 but is x. So x, kalau you regard x as your gx, you get yp is equals to ax plus b, kan? Alright. Okay, now let's have a look at number 6. Number 6 ni dia special sikit. Okay, if you nampak number 6 ni where your gx is equals to x e to the power of x cos 2x. Okay, there are two terms here and I want to verify with you. Okay, I want to verify with you. Okay, do we have the same category for the first term and the second term? Tak, kan? Okay, we have two different category. Where the first category is the exponential function. The second category is the trigonometric function. Alright, so since this is coming from two different category, yang ni panjang sikit lah dia punya step kalau happen in the questions. Okay, you are going to have 2yp kalau you nak buat asing lah. Kalau you tak nak buat asing pun tak apa. Okay, so maknanya sekarang ni kita ada kita punya gx equals to x e the power of x. So yp1 kita adalah yang ni kita dah discuss tadi. Apa dia? yp1 kita adalah ax plus b e the power of x. Kan? And then kalau gx kita sama dengan cos 2x, then yp ni kita consider yp2 will be apa? Depan dia tak ada apa-apa, just nombor 1. So we introduce a constant. Since a dengan b dah introduce dekat yp1, kenalah cari huruf lain. So I use c lah. Okay, c cos 2x plus d sin 2x. Okay, so maknanya yp untuk yang ni adalah yp1 plus with yp2. Okay, yp1 plus with yp2, where the answer is going to be yp adalah ax plus b e the power of x plus with c cos 2x plus d sin 2x. Alright, so hopefully everybody clear now on how to make a guess from gx to determine your yp. This is very important. Kalau you silap guess, then you will not get the correct solution for your second order non-homogeneous ODE. Alright class, that's it for the first part of the video.